Yo, Joe, and what do you know? Welcome to T's Multiverse. I'm your host, Tyrus, and I got yet another special one for you folks. This is the G.I. Joe Classified Sergeant Stalker, or Sergeant Lonzo Starker as his full name. But this particular character has significant meaning to me. You know, we're coming off that Spirit episode that was really huge for me, and got yet another character that really hits home for me as well with this Stalker G.I. Joe Classified figure. Now, this particular, Stalker character holds significant meaning to me because as a kid back in the day, this was my very first G.I. Joe figure ever. Like, the Stalker character was my very first G.I. Joe figure. It just meant so much to me. It was so huge. It started everything for me from the G.I. Joe side of things. So I got Stalker, and then later on I got Grunt. And then that started my whole G.I. Joe collection as the years went on. But this was so huge for me. I played with this character like, I don't know what, man. I lost him in the yard one day. He blended in with the grass. I took him out in the yard to play like he was going on some safari adventure or whatever, and I lost him. And I wound up finding him, but man, this just hits home for me. I'm really excited to have this particular character here. And again, like many or all of the other G.I. Joe Classified figures, he comes with tons of awesome accessories. I mean, they really go all out with the accessories. But again, I'm just so happy to have this character here. You know, it really harkens back to what I had back in the day. Now, he looks a little different now. He looks a little different than he looked back in the day because they're utilizing a different color palette for this particular Stalker character. I do wish that they would have used maybe a different tone of greens for Stalker, maybe a more vibrant green color. I wish they would have utilized for this Stalker character. But overall, man, this guy looks phenomenal. Looks phenomenal. Even though I would love for them to have utilized a different color palette, again, a lighter colored green. Now I have the G.I. Joe retro carded 3-inch figure. Now this is the color palette that I would have liked for them to use for this Stalker figure. Now, this is the one that the one back in the day used. So this is the retro card one that they had released through the G.I. Joe. I think this was the Walmart exclusives. So I wish that this would have been a color palette. But even with that, I'm just so excited to have this guy, man. I mean, he looks awesome. Pinless double jointed knees and elbows. He has it all. Nice articulation there in the knee area. Of course, he has nice articulation in the foot area. All the G.I. Joe Classifieds are going to have really solid articulation. He has that boot swivel. He also has that upper thigh rotation. He has that drop down as well. And nice extension, really good extension in the arms. That works well. He has butterfly joints, so that's good. He has that nice bicep swivel. Again, nice articulation in the elbows, nice articulation in the wrist area. Just awesome, man. He has that nice ab crunch as well. And then he also has that nice waist swivel. So this guy all the way through is just really solid, man. Really like what they did with this Stalker figure. And again, his overall aesthetic really works for me. Even though I wanted maybe a different color palette with this Stalker, I still like what they did with him. And now his face sculpt, he has that look of determination. He's the guy. He's the man. He's Sergeant Stalker. I love it, man. He's all about the business, man. I love Stalker. Even in the animated series, he was that acrobat guy that was in the air with the jetpack and shooting the explosive in the sky. I mean, I love Stalker. I was just so happy to have him as a kid, and this just means so much to me because he was my very first G.I. Joe figure, and it just harkens back to those days and the happiness that I had in having just this one figure and to have this guy now in the current scale and overall aesthetic of these figures is just so huge for me. And as you can see, he has a working sheath here. He has a working gun holster here. He has, let's see what it is. He has another working sheath. So he doesn't have anything else up here. He has this spider vest on. You can see his little artillery and everything he has here with the grenades and the pouches. That's there. He has here, of course, a peg in the back for a backpack. You see the little cut here he has across his head. That's a nice design too. And it looks like Stalker's been to the barbershop too. So he had a nice little cut here. He has a nice little cut up here with a little fade haircut. So he looks good. He's been to the barbershop. He's talked sports. He got a nice little fade up, so he looks good. Got a nice little mustache. He reminds me, folks, of great NBA center Robert Parrish. He looks like the Chief. The Chief played for those great Boston Celtic teams back in the 80s. Chief also played for the Chicago Bulls back in the 90s. So he looks like Robert Parrish to me. He has that Robert Parrish look to him. So, he looks like the Chief. So I always, when I look at him now, I'll be like, that's the Chief right there. But yeah, man, this guy looks phenomenal, man. I just love it. And let's test out all of his accessories. Now, I have him without his vintage beret. Stalker is always known for that beret that he wears. So we're going to back him up a bit here so we can see what he got. All right, so he comes with his vintage beret. So that looks good. So we're going to stick this on his head. So now he feels like he's whole again. Now he's whole now. So he got his vintage beret on. That looks so awesome. So Stalker, it feels like more like Stalker now. Now, of course, Stalker has tons of other accessories here, as he has this scarf that he wears. Now, when they first revealed the scarf, I wasn't a big fan of it, and I'm still not. It's something that I'm not going to maybe put on him or keep on him, but just for the sake of this review, we're going to stick it on him and see how it looks. But I don't care for this scarf here. I just don't. I think it covers up too much of his outfit, but there it is. There it is. It looks all right, but again, I don't like how it covers up the costume. It's something that I'm definitely not going to keep on him. But it looks all right. All right. And let's see what else he got. Stalker also has, I guess, this working little rifle holster that you will peg into his back area here. All right, so that pegs into his back there. So he has the little sniper rifle holster. Stalker also has this another machine gun. Seems like sort of like a silencer that he has here. So nice detail, just simple detail, all black colored gun here that he has. And he also has yet another rifle here that he utilizes in battle. So he has plenty of weapons at his disposal already right here. So this looks good. Has a little peg for a blast effect. So this looks really good here. And so he has the sniper rifle. He has another rifle. He has here, he has this pistol that looks really good. So nice design for the pistol. Everything's like covered in just a black plastic here that is utilizing. Again, he has a little peg here for the blast effect. So he has the pistol. So we're gonna stick that here in his working holster. So we're gonna go right here. All right, so he got his pistol there, and he also has a knife sheath, right? So he has this knife here, which looks good. Now they added some color to this. Now got color to this right here. This looks really good. So we're gonna stick this in here. All right, he's loading up. He's loading up a battle now. All right, and then last but not least, he has some munitions. So let's see, he has some ammunition. So this is a magazine here that will peg into one of his rifles or sniper guns. And then up next, he has yet another magazine clip that he can utilize for his rifle or sniper weapon. So he has that. So he has two magazines, and he has yet more artillery here with these bullets here that he has at his disposal. So he has yet another magazine to clip on into his weapons as well. So, man, this guy just looks phenomenal, man. Really happy with this Stalker. I mean, he's fully, loaded with accessories. The detail for this character is absolutely impeccable. This scarf is starting to grow on me, even though I might take it off, but it's really starting to grow on me. It adds to his overall aesthetic. Of course, he has the working sheaths for the knife and the pistol and everything. The articulation is there. This is just an excellent figure, folks. So really happy with this Stalker figure. Yet another, magnificent G.I. Joe Classified. I mean, if you can get these figures, you're gonna love them. That's always been my thing. The distribution has been a little shaky. It started off a little shaky. Now they're available, folks. You can get these G.I. Joes. They're popping up in stores. They're available on online outlets. So, I mean, they're available. So that's the good thing about it. I just got a notification for Zarana, and I think Dusty's is coming as well. So that's exciting. But this Lonzo Stalker character, hands down, is one of my most favorite G.I. Joe classifieds. Stay tuned for my top 10 G.I. Joe classified figures of 2022. Will Stalker be a part of that? Who knows? Stay tuned. All right. I love it, folks. Stalker is ready, and he's reporting for duty. Yo, Joe. And for comparison, here is Stalker alongside some of the other high-ranking Joes with Flint as well as Duke. Yo, Joe. I know I've said that like 5,000 times, but this looks so awesome, folks. Go get him, Lonzo. Go get him. All right, folks. It seems as if my main man, Lonzo Stalker, is in hot pursuit of some double trouble. So be sure to stay tuned for the next episode of G.I. Joe. But folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed this review. This Stalker figure is hands down one of the best G.I. Joe classifieds to date. I mean, there are just so many that are now being released that are just so good, and I'm just so excited for what we're getting from this G.I. Joe classified line. Again, the distribution was a little shaky at first, but now we're getting these figures, and we're now able to really enjoy just how awesome this line is. And I really appreciate what they do with these characters, and it really just takes me back to, the greatness of this line from back in the day. So stay tuned for more G.I. Joe classified reviews, folks. I'm having a blast with these figures, so definitely stay tuned for more. But again, thank you so much for tuning in. Folks, be sure to share your thoughts below. Always look forward to seeing what your thoughts are on these videos or for whatever you want to share. I always look forward to interacting with you all. So be sure to comment below. And also, don't forget to ring that bell for all notifications so that you're able to see all of my content. On top of that, folks, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. All of these things really help the channel. So if you did them, I truly appreciate it, folks. And until next time, folks, be good to one another, be safe, stay tuned for the next episode of G.I. Joe, and always remember that knowing is half the battle. Until next time, folks, bye for now.